Well, this is an exciting and significant day for the city, for the west end of our city, for all of Louisville. So welcome everybody here. A little bit of history on this. When my administration came into office in 2011, we didn't know if we were going to be coming out of the Great Recession or not. We thought maybe there was a glimmer of hope, but one of the things my team and I were determined to do was to change the narrative of investment in West Louisville. Since the flood of 1937, West Louisville has been disinvested and depopulated as well. And so for our city to achieve its potential, we knew that we needed to have significant investment going on in the west end of Louisville. I've got a little bit of history in Louisville. My parents grew up in the west end of Louisville. My grandfather had a pharmacy at 38th and Broadway, so all throughout my life I've spent a lot of time coming in and out of the west end of Louisville. Obviously, we're in the Russell neighborhood right here. Russell has a tremendous history. Russell, known as the Harlem of the South, back in the day before, frankly, institutionally racist policies like redlining, urban renewal came along and robbed so much of the richness of much of the black communities of our country. And unfortunately, Louisville was not exempt from that. And it impacted much of the West End, but specifically it impacted the Russell neighborhood. But all of us knew its future could be something more when we started talking about this, Jackie, when we first came into office. And even though we were coming out of the recession, we didn't know if we were going to come out of the recession. My team and I started having conversations here with the residents in Russell and with our partners at the Louisville Metro Housing Authority and certainly in Washington, D.C. with HUD as well. Those conversations, as many of us know, these are not like quick little meetings like, well, okay, let's go. We can figure out how to have a $250 million project here. They take thousands and thousands of hours of good people coming together to determine on how we can move forward. So a lot of those conversations then led us to applying for and ultimately receiving a $29.5 million Choice Neighborhood Grant in late 2016. This was the result of a highly competitive national grant process that when 5 cities were awarded that year, they were the last 5 Choice Neighborhood Grants to be given in our country, and there were about 42 cities competing for those, so it was highly competitive. Now what we're using that grant for is to fund 620 mixed income rentals and 20 home ownership units, most of which will be priced at a rate that's affordable for the people that already live in the neighborhood. So this project here today will bring in another $200 million of public and private and public investment dollars to the Russell neighborhood, a number that may increase through the Federal Opportunity Zone program. So there's a lot going on, and this is good. This project was really the catalyst that led to then the almost $1 billion of investment that we're seeing in West Louisville in recent years. And so we're really encouraged by the positive trend that's going on. And then we also recognize there's challenges that come with the influx of new money into a neighborhood. And that's why the city has taken steps to ensure that the residents who want to stay in Russell can stay in Russell. Louisville Metro Housing Authority and our partner Urban Strategies have been providing comprehensive case management to Beecher Terrace residents and working with them to find replacement housing one-to-one at another public housing complex or Section 8. And all Beecher Terrace residents will have a lifetime preference to move into the newly developed housing on site. The city also offered residents support services such as job placement, higher education scholarship program for residents, transportation assistance, and home ownership counseling. We'll be hearing from Michelle Turner here later, or Manford Reid, who will be talking about the residents' experiences here in Beecher Terrace. So we'll be excited to come back to this place in the fall of 2020 to cut the ribbon on the new first building behind us, which will be housing people, young people, 55 years and older. I think it's young. That's right. It gets younger every day. So I think it's, while we go through all this and we think about neighborhoods, Russell neighborhood, Parkland, California, whatever, it's great that we lift up neighborhoods, right? But if we're not lifting up our neighbors at the same time, then it's really not adequate. So that's what this is all about, the comprehensive, holistic approach, not just about buildings and neighborhoods, but the people in our neighborhoods as well. So we're going to be hearing from a variety of folks here today to talk a little bit more about the project. So first up is Carol King. She's the Director of Public Housing for Louisville's office. Carol?
Good morning. I'm here as a representative for HUD's Field Policy and Management and also the Office of Public Housing, bringing you greetings. And we are so glad to partner today with the Louisville Metro Housing Authority for this groundbreaking for Beecher Terrace Phase 1. So in December 2016, as Mayor Fisher said, HUD announced a $29.6 million Choice Neighborhoods grant for the Louisville Metro Housing Authority, and we're here today to celebrate the very clear implementation of that grant. I believe I remember a very enthusiastic drum corps on the day of that announcement. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. We would like to thank our long-term partners, all of who are represented here today, especially the Housing Authority Board, Lisa Osanka and her team at the Housing Authority, and of course all of the Russell neighborhood community members. Beecher Terrace Phase 1 is comprised of $6.2 million in Choice Neighborhoods funding, leveraged by another $12.6 million in Louisville Metro Housing Authority funding, HUD CDBG funding of $3.8 million, and private funding of $15.1 million. Very impressive numbers. And the development of these new homes, not just units, but homes, through HUD's Choice Neighborhood Initiative is just one of the beginning activities that will support the transformation of the Russell neighborhood. And I say one of the beginning activities because we do know the thousands of hours and the activities and the work that's taken place just to get us to where we are today. So I don't want to overlook that. This transformation will revitalize neighborhoods and give the people of Russell better housing choices, better schools, additional access to transit, and new jobs. HUD looks forward to many, many more groundbreakings, dedications, and celebrations in this community. So thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Carol. We appreciate that. Obviously, HUD's a federal agency, so it takes many of our federal partners to get this done. I want to recognize Whitney Meadows, who's here representing Senator Paul's office. So Whitney, thank you for being here. And of course, in person we've got our congressman that has worked tirelessly on projects like this and scores of others throughout our community as well. He's now chairman of the Budget Committee for the United States Congress as well. Please welcome our fantastic Congressman, John Yarmouth.
Well, thank you all very much. Thanks for that welcome. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. Whenever I see Manford Reid at an event, I know it's a good thing. We're always with positive things happening. I sit here and we're going to hear a lot of the same things today, the same information probably from a lot of speakers, so I don't want to duplicate what we say, but I think it's so amazing to sit here and look back at the city, at downtown Louisville from this spot, because when we started pounding on the HUD secretary several years ago to include us in this Incredible Choice Neighborhoods program, we kept stressing that this was the roadblock to tie the west part of Louisville to the rest of the city. This was the block. It was not very welcoming. And we can see here how important this area is in uniting our entire city. And we will now have not an obstacle to the unification of West Louisville and downtown. We will have the gateway to West Louisville. And has been said many, many times, these things don't happen without incredible partnerships, and you can look on that board and see all the financing partners, and at the federal, state, city, and level and private sector. But what you don't see is the citizens, the community, and the residents of this great neighborhood who have been so engaged in forming the vision for what this will become. And I think that makes this a very, very special project, and one that we all should take great pride in, because it will be the revitalization of an incredible section of our community. So congratulations to all. This is a momentous day for not just West Louisville, but the entire community, and I'm just so thrilled to come here and cheer us all on as we move Louisville forward. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Congressman. John mentioned a bunch of partners that are required to make this project happen. Edwin King is the Executive Director and CEO of the Kentucky Housing Corporation, that are critical partners on this project and so many in the community. Edwin?
Well, thank you, and on behalf of KHC staff and our board, thank you for this great event and for allowing us to be a part of this. You know, it takes many partners to accomplish a project of this nature. It takes investors, it takes developers, it takes government agencies. I just want to thank all of them for helping us achieve this. We allocated or we authorized $15 million at KHC in bonding authority for this project, which will also allow the access to $1 million in low-income housing tax credits. In addition to that, over the course of a 3-year period, we're setting aside $3.75 million in low-income housing tax credits for the entire Beecher project. And without the support of many around this tent, that could not be possible. I want to take the time to thank Congressman Yarmouth. He's always very supportive of the low-income housing tax credit programs and some of the things that we do. Whitney Meadows with Senator Paul's office, you're always very supportive. Thank you, and to Senator Paul. Mr. Reid, we appreciate your work on the Housing Policy Advisory Council and the committee, and all you do for us there. Just thanks to all of our partners, and congratulations to the Russell neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. I see a bunch of folks also here from Develop Louisville and Louisville Forward that have come together to work with the Housing Authority. When we were awarded this grant, I mean, what HUD was saying was, what you guys are demonstrating is a great partnership between the residents, between the city government, and between the Housing Authority as well. So for all of you all that have helped pull this together, this is a great project that we have done together with the residents of Russell. So good job, everybody, so far. A lot to do. Now, it takes money to get that done as well. So I'm really happy to introduce Peg Myrtle. She's the president and CEO of Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing. Peg, thank you.
Good morning. What a proud day in the Russell community. Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you standing in the drizzle, we'll try to keep it quick. I hear a theme in what's been said so far. It's all about partnership. And that's really core to who we are at Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing. We're very proud to provide both bridge capital loan, $10 million, and equity for low-income housing tax credits to help make this project real. We're already at work on the next phase. We hope to be here again with you in not too long a future period. And it's been our honor to really help with our partners, McCormack Barron and the Housing Authority, where we've partnered on so many projects in the past, and with KHC and all of you who are here. It takes all of us to make this happen. And the whole reason we do it is those of you who live here and those of you who will live here in the future. Safe, decent, affordable housing is something that we all need. We all need more of it. And we're so proud to be a part of providing that here to you in Louisville. Thank you.
Thank you, Peg. Well, at the end of the day, it's about what we're doing to help each and every individual that will be living here and that has lived here. And there's nobody that can give a better perspective on that than our great Councilwoman, Barbara Sexton Smith. Councilwoman.
What a great day it is. I tell you, it was in 2016, it was this very month, when I called my dear friend, our great honorable county judge, Queenie. Where are you, Queenie? Raise your hand. Everyone give Queenie a round of applause. Jefferson County Judge Executive Queenie Averett is hiding out in the background. That is where she operates and does her best work. And I said, Queenie, you want to go walk with me? And she says, absolutely. I need to start an exercise program. Today's a great day. And she said, where are we going? We going to the Y? I said, no, Queenie, we're going to Beecher Terrace. Queenie, may I tell them what you said? She said, I don't know. I said, oh, come on, Queenie, let's go. I'm here as the councilwoman now, duly elected and representing all the folks of District 4 and especially everyone who lived then and lives now and will be living in Beecher Terrace and to whatever the new name shall become in our choice neighborhood, to say the 5 days that Judge Executive Queenie Everett and I walked Beecher Terrace, that's how long it took us, all day, every day, and folks kept saying, it's dark out here, what are y'all doing still walking? I said, we have one more building. No, you don't. Go home, come back tomorrow when the light's out. But we did, and we walked. And what a beautiful 5 days it was. My world got changed and transformed because when you walk throughout Beecher Terrace and you walk in and you meet the little pocket parks and you meet the kids on their bikes and you meet Lamika and you hear her story and you meet Mr. Stevie if you need a bicycle or you need your bicycle repaired, you go meet Mr. Stevie. You meet the king and queens of Beecher Terrace and you meet almost everyone that I graduated from high school with in 1975, Thomas Jefferson, because we were all from Newburgh and Camp Taylor, and many of my high school friends are now living in this area and throughout Jefferson County. I'm here to say we met Ray Ray. See, y'all know who Ray Ray is. I don't know if he's here with us today, but one of the greatest tailors and dressmakers in all of Jefferson County lives and operates and works right here out of Beecher Terrace. And I figured that out as we walked. And everywhere we walked, everybody was hollering at Ray Ray. Ray Ray, when's my jacket gonna be finished? Ray Ray, you got my prom dress ready? Ray Ray, you got my pants hemmed? And I asked him about that. And he said, Barbara, it's just the way it is. He said, we have a culture and we have an esprit de corps. And we are the power of the people, one by one, in Beecher Terrace. So we invite you to come back, but everywhere you go, please tell everybody, we want the same thing everybody else wants. We want a safe, healthy, educated quality of life in our neighborhood. And my dear friend right over here, stand up, sir. May I mention you? Well, maybe not. All right. This is my dear friend who lives right behind us in J.L. Blanton, and we met 3 years ago when I was on the campaign trail, and he came up to me this morning. You may have seen us over here talking. And no, I wasn't trying to get a selfie. I know you all thought that. I wanted his picture because he said to me, Councilwoman, I'm hoping I get to be one of the lucky ones because I want to live here. I want to move here. I said, really? He said, I've been in J.L. Blanton 7 years, and I can't wait to be part of the new neighborhood. So let's encourage him. I'm loving me some Beecher Terrace, and I'm loving me the esprit de corps and the culture that exists here today. We can't choose what happens to us in life, but I'll tell you what, each and every one of us standing here can learn something from everyone who was either born and lived their entire life here in this property or have started to grow up or whom are choosing to live here. We can all learn something from each other. Hello, darling, how are you? Everybody blow a kiss over there. Yeah, right to the camera. Mayor Fisher, whenever you're ready, I'm ready because I got the hard hat and the jacket to go.
All right, you're always ready. That's right. And sir, if you want to live here, you got to turn 55 first, okay? These projects are complicated. When you go all over the country, you've got public communities like this coming together. So you just don't wake up one day and say, okay, how do you do this? It's a lot of money, it's a lot of moving parts, it's a lot of contractors, it's a lot of financing. So we're really fortunate to have what I believe is the country's best master developer for projects like this with McCormack, Barron, Salazar. We're really happy to have one of their co-founders with us here today, Chairman Richard Barron from McCormack, Barron, Salazar. Please welcome Richard Barron from the city of St. Louis.
Thank you, Mayor and Congressman and all of you. As I was thinking about this morning, I realized that McCormack Barron has been in Louisville for more than 35 years. And we started way back when doing Phoenix Place. and we've been involved in a number of projects over the years. And I really, I'm just thrilled to be here. When I hear all of the folks that are part of this community and everyone who's come together for this particular choice neighborhood initiative, it just makes me more and more convinced that I'm just sorry we haven't been here all the time, but we have been here with you and will now be with you for many years to come. I really want to just thank our staff, Laura Kinzelbear and Donovan Duncan from Urban Strategies and our strategies team who are working here, and all the partners who have been a part of this. Our construction company, Messer and Ohio Capital. We have really had an extraordinary group of people, including the Housing Authority, who have always been wonderful partners with us in other projects here in Louisville and who continue to do that. And at the end of the day, we have always believed, and I started the company with a belief, that housing was really the platform, that we had to improve communities and places by building quality housing, mixed income housing. But at the end of the day, the work that will be done here by Urban Strategies with the Housing Authority and the city and the Board of Education will really revolve around what happens to the children. That's the key. And we want to make sure that everybody who's living in this new community has an opportunity to go further. There are many wonderful programs in Louisville. There's a commitment here to see this community come back in a new way. And I'm just really pleased that we're part of it and will be partners with all of you now for many years to come. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. All right, our final speaker here is a man that has no problem bringing it home. He's been a wonderful fixture of our city for quite some time, and he's been honored in many different ways, including the recipient of the Martin Luther King Keeper of the Dream Freedom Award. He also is the chairman of our Metro Housing Authority. Please welcome Manford Reid.
Good morning. I want to thank the people who have made this event possible in behalf of all of the residents of the Russell neighborhood and the residents of Beecher Terrace. I also want to give my great thanks and appreciation to our mayor, who has developed these initiatives across the county and has provided growth. And it's a future that for the residents of full employment. We're going to raise the income above the poverty line. We're going to have a home replacement program that will replace our housing stock as needed. And it requires, as the mayor mentioned, these programs are complicated and they involve a team of people. And I want to thank McCormack, Barron, and Sullivan for their great work and cooperating and working with us as we try to raise the level, the quality of life, employment for our residents. They are going to work with us in the complete development of the Russell neighborhood as it relates to the Warner Street corridor, as it relates to child care development programs, and extending our development beyond the Beecher Terrace area into the rest of the Russell neighborhood, from 9th Street to 32nd Street, and from Broadway to Jefferson, Market Street. I also want to mention that there are other investments in the area, such as the YMCA's investment at 18th and Broadway, Passport investments at 18th and Broadway, and we see growth coming to the neighborhood, and we see the transformation of the lives of the people that live here. It is so great to have a staff that we have at the Louisville Metro Housing Authority and the people that commit themselves give us their devotion and their attention on a day-to-day basis. There's so much that they have done, and I can't, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Congressman Yarmouth and the support that he gives us through the Congress of the United States. And he, in his tenure, he's grown with power and taken over committees in the Congress, and we appreciate him so much for all that he has done, not just now on the Beecher Terrace project, but as it relates to Shepherd Square. We can go all the way back to Park Duval and the services that he has rendered to this community over the years. And we are both humble and thanks for so much for your work. Thank you very much. You know, we have developed neighborhood initiatives through people, urban strategies. These are people that live in the neighborhood that have come, volunteered, accept employment, and they're working to pull us together. You know, there's a tremendous task in getting people to respond to these programs and the activities that we're carrying out. And we strongly believe that with urban strategies, the continuous and ongoing work of communicating with our residents, delivering them the information and the opportunities that we have for them, that we'll be grateful for them eternally. And I want to express my full appreciation to them. They gave me 2 minutes. I need 2 hours. So I want to end with saying that we have to rebuild a neighborhood which will go a long ways toward the rebuilding of our city. And I want all of us to be a part of it. I want everybody to feel the love and the commitment that we have to it. And once again, I want to thank our mayor and thank the Board of Commissioners for the Housing Authority for their work and their leadership. And we'll be seeing you down the road. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You're a model for all of us. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm just going to thank a bunch of folks here, then we're going to turn a little dirt. So thank everybody for coming out here today. You're here because you've had a part of this project already, so we appreciate you. I especially want to thank our community partners for their input during this process and their patience as well. So first and foremost, the residents of Beecher Terrace. The concerned pastors of Russell have been a big part of this. Reverend Snarden, Reverend Ellis, thank you guys. The Russell Neighborhood Association, Jackie Floyd, and the work that all the association has done. Over 100 meetings to talk about the future of this neighborhood and make sure when this project is developed by the people of Russell. The Louisville Central Community Center is a big partner on this project. I want to thank the whole Choice team for making this happen. Louisville Metro Housing Authority and its board. Lisa Osanka would love to be here today. She's the executive director of the Housing Authority, but she has a personal issue she has to attend to with her family. Former Louisville Metro Housing Authority Director Tim Berry has been a big part of this project. McCormack, Barron Salazar, Messer Construction, Urban Strategies, Jefferson County Public Schools, and many, many more. I want to thank our funders. HUD obviously made this happen. The Red Capital Group, Ohio Capital Corporation for Housing, Kentucky Housing Corporation is helping us as well. So you can see the construction's underway. A lot's going on in the neighborhood, but we will never stop getting community input. Starting April 15th, the public can suggest names for the redeveloped site, which will be quite exciting to see what that's going to be, as then vote for the favorite name as well. So you can go to visionrussell.org and have the opportunity to create a legacy and see what the name's going to be for this future, for this city here as we look, for this part of the city as we look forward as well. In closing, I want to thank 2 of our chiefs over here, Marilyn Wiederwall, who runs Louisville Forward, and her entire team, which includes Develop Louisville. Thank you for your patience and good work, and all the folks here. And then Chief Vincent James, our chief for community building. Thank you, Reverend James. All right. 1, 2, 3. All right.